is Rebecca from Rebecca's Beautiful ASMR Addiction. I am absolutely enthralled with my backyard right now. It isn't perfect yet, but this is some swimming sounds that we gotta show you. And just basic backyard enjoyment. I think we will just get started with a nice cool soda. I love Diet A&W root beer. Tastes so much like the real thing. It's an absolutely gorgeous and stunning day today. It's like 90 degrees, I think. 87, somewhere in there. But there's this beautiful breeze blowing and the water is cool. Nothing that I'm doing in this video today is officially, what is the word? For any purpose. I'm just gonna play and to create sounds for you and me that just kind of mimic what it would be like if I was in the water, but I'm not getting in today because I'm concerned about my camera. So looks like we have a float that the wind blew down. This is my frog farm, you guys. We call it the frog farm. And I'll show you that in a little bit. The breeze. Isn't that pretty? I think I'll just go ahead and skim some bugs and pine needles off the top of the water. I have a water bug or two in here. They just love it. They love it in here. And as soon as I toss them out, somehow they just get up and fly right back in. They don't bite, they don't sting. You can see by some of the silt on the bottom of the pool that it's time, almost time to vacuum. Lots of bugs. We do have some wasps and hornets that fly around here sometimes. But they don't usually get in the water or stay in the water. They just take a drink and then fly away. It's the strangest thing. But it's not the most fun having them buzz around your head. They don't even buzz. They don't even make any noise. They just... Most of us have a knee-jerk reaction of fear to any kind of bee. especially if you've been stung by one before. which I have. It's a pretty good amount of pine needles here. But look how clean and pure this water looks. I love swimming pools. I've had 2 really nice pools at homes I've lived at in the past, and I've missed having them. You don't have pools in Tennessee much. It's too humid. But here in dry, sunny southern, we're not in southern, sunny, dry California, a pool is almost like a must-have. But I'll tell you, part of the reason that we bought this fun little thing is because I have my daughter Brianna and my granddaughter Avery visiting for a little while. And my thoughtful husband decided that our granddaughter would be thrilled. She uses the pool, the noodle here. She uses that, and mostly she just likes to dive and pretend to be like a seal or an otter. If only we as human beings looked so graceful when we were swimming. These floats are a tiny bit dusty. There's just like a slight film of, you know, that powdery stuff that comes off of a pine tree. It's just a fine dust. If I wanted to be real quick about it, I could just turn it over and swish it in water. I like these sounds. And this pad has a drink holder, so I'm gonna go get a drink to put in it. I might get in later, I don't know, but this is what I would do. Blue one, blue float. See these steps out here. My husband rigged those because it's such a shallow pool. We didn't want to bother with a ladder. It's just more expensive. Just step on one on the outside, swing your leg over, step on the other one on the inside. Might as well dust this one too. Clean it off a bit. It has the same thing on it. You probably can't see it. It does feel better too. It's getting dusted. really wasn't anything on the other side, but it's fine. It's fine. Need to put a little more air in this mat. See, that step has some foam. My husband took a pool noodle and lined the bottom of the crate so it wouldn't break into the liner. Put the book in there. I don't know about you guys, but it is super nostalgic to hear the squeak of a vinyl pool float. Isn't that beautiful? The way the sun is glinting off of this thing. Sun, warmth, water, dry air and breezes. There's something so magical about that. I would not have been able to enjoy this in Tennessee. And it's nothing against Tennessee, it's just that it's already so wet there that it's hard to enjoy a swimming pool. And it would be actually harder to keep it clean. I would have difficulty with algae and such. Mosquitoes and more. We hardly have any mosquitoes here, and that's even with this pool here. It's amazing. I can sit outside for just hours and hours and not get attacked by insects, except for a bee here and there. I've set up some traps. Maybe I'll show you my traps. They're not for regular honeybees. We wouldn't do that. But they're for yellow jackets and hornets. If only yellow jackets and hornets made honey, right? I don't know if they're pollinators or not. I've never found out about that before. I don't know. Here's an ant. Off with you. Hey. Okay, bugs. There's more bugs. It seems like there's just like this tiny little fly-like bug that seems to collect the pool. I saved these from Tennessee. These were not mine when I moved to that property out there in Portland, Tennessee, but I took them with me anyway because they were left with that house. Birdseed. Birds don't like this feeder as much, so I moved it over here. Isn't that pretty? Just love the sounds and the feeling. Here's the back of my house. When we first got here, we bought the tiny little table and 2 chairs that my soda's on as our a temporary dining room table until all of our belongings arrived in the truck. So we actually ate our meals on that small thing. Uncomfortable chairs in the kitchen. And that what the plan was that we'd be able to put them outside once our things arrived. My granddaughter brought this mask with her. Once we told her that we had a pool, they excitedly went and got that. Here's her tiny little pink bathing suit. We bought this ping pong table. I know it looks like wood, but it's actually made of cement. And so it's all weather, all year outdoor ping pong table. Or you can use it as a big just dining or picnic table. We love it. I love ping pong, actually. Just love feeling the sound of these breezes. The sun is almost directly above us. It's not quite, like I think it's around 1 o'clock that the sun is directly overhead. See, this is my frog farm. My husband took this little piece and put it on top of what used to say dogs. We're just having fun with it. But he put the arrow because he wants people to know this is where our frogs live. Let me see if we can find one. Let's turn over a tile and see if there's anything. Nope, it's a little dry. They're not going to be in there right now. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to water my frog farm. One thing that's really wonderful and fun in the summertime is the hose. Sprinkling things, I love it. So, I'll tell you what I'm watering here is just a really nice long strip of soil and grass, and we put down tiles to create cool, damp places for frogs to live. And the reason we did that is because my husband took out all the bushes in the front yard and some in the side yard. So whatever frogs we could find as a result of disturbing their habitat, we collected and brought out here into the longer grass and then gave them shelter and protection with the tiles. Now the tiles were in the backyard somewhere. I don't even recall. We have had to totally rearrange everything. And so there are several, there's probably 4 different little lids and containers that we have placed under the tiles that collect water. So when my husband waters the grass every day, we also water the frog farm. So they have a place to have babies and to continue to live. Now there are no real wet or damp areas in our yard or in this town for that matter, because it is such a high mountain town. We do not live near a lake or a creek in our particular location, so these types of frogs don't need a ton of water. Somehow they survive. But we make sure that they have pools of it. And we really don't want them to get into our swimming pools. We make sure they have enough. And besides that, you guys, I absolutely love frogs. I love reptiles. I used to capture lizards and horny toads and snakes and frogs and all of that when I was a kid. And I still love it. I absolutely do not need to water my floats. I just thought that was a nice sound. Alright, hang this back up. Said it'd be cold. That is good. Now I gotta just, I really want to show you around a little bit more. There are things that my husband's done to this yard. I don't really have a before or after, but I can tell you that this place was a scraggly mess. A completely scraggly mess. We've done a lot. Mostly my husband. So nice out here, guys. So nice. You know, the breezes just really relieve the heat, you know. And then, of course, you get wet, and that's an automatic cool you down. The side of the pool is in slight shade because the sun is at a slight angle, and we have a very tall pine tree. But I did not want to put the pool out on the lawn. I just felt much better about it being close to the house. See our backyard? Well, I'm not going to really want to show it, but it's still a mess in the back. That was the bee trap. Oh, and the deer came in and bit the top of our roses off. And they ate all the leaves off the bottom of these branches here, and so those apples are not going to develop. It's just so sad. We thought we had the yard completely protected, and we did actually, but my husband turned his back for just 5 minutes and a deer snuck in here when he wasn't looking. So he put a latch on the fence that would, you know, a system that would make it swing back closed when you let go of it. So you forget. Oh my goodness, those deer, they eat everything, practically everything. So, I love them coming around, and I feed them. I do feed them. They get apples from me and birdseed and other various things. Watermelon. They love watermelon. the yard. You're welcome to the front yard. There's nothing out there but grass and one mature tree that they really can't hurt anymore. There's another bug in there. They're called earwigs or something like pincher bugs. And I don't think, they've never pinched me, so I don't know why they're called that. They just have funny little, out you go, pincher looking claws near their head. More stuff. Don't want to get the net out again. We considered a deeper pool, but I couldn't really see the purpose of it. Especially a child, you want them to be able to stand up. Best to have to be able to keep their head completely above water and be able to, she's 9 years old. When my kids were 9, they were swimming in deep end pools and stuff. But, for our purposes and for money savings and all that jazz, I figured, hey, 14 feet wide is perfectly fine with me. It's long enough to let me lay down in it and for her to swim all around. It's just wonderful. So much easier to get into. Oh yeah, and that's also less water altogether for cleaning. Basically, the more modest sized pool you have, the less work there is as well. So, this is good for me. Trying to see if my ring will sparkle in the sun. Such a diamond girl. I love sparkly things. I love our pine tree, and basically just kind of living the mountain dream. I feel like we're constantly on a camping trip, minus all the work and stress. But there are some bright moments when everything's quiet and still. I don't know if you can see that I'm squirting water outside of my hand. I loved doing that when I was a kid. Can't see it very well. Sparkle, sparkle, rain. See if I can flip this. Look at that. How silly is that? Imagine if there was somebody in it. They'd be screaming. That was Avery. Avery is a little screamer. She's funny. Some kids are just more vocal than others. give you a feel for this yard. It's, that fence right there, that whole big thing, my husband rigged to keep the deer out. And this is the latch that he attached. We already had that. The fencing was already in the yard. We just doubled up some real short fencing and voila. The thing is, you have to make it super tall to keep the deer out. See what this looks like in the water. It's interesting. Avery likes to dive with this on her face, and there's nothing to see in this pool, but it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you can open your eyes and completely see everything down there underwater, like water bugs. There's the one. He's hanging out over here on the side. When my kids were little, all of us had masks like that. No, we didn't have the tubes. We could have, but we would go to what is called the Feather River in the Plumas County forest, which was near Paradise, California. And we would put those masks on and we would dive down to the bottom of certain crystalline swimming pools. And oh my word, the beauty of the bottom of a river, not a mossy river, a clear, crystal clear body of water that's just running down the mountains, and just, oh, what an experience, y'all. You just don't even know what you're missing until you get to put on a mask, go underwater in clear, beautiful water, and explore. We had day after day after day of river trips. And it wasn't far from our home. We just did that a lot. So me and my children were very, very tan because we were all water babies. So this is the shady side of the pool. The pine tree is kind of hanging over the side. You can see those shadows. I especially like these little gentle water ripple sounds. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The thing about the dark side of the pool is it makes my skin look like it's way more tan than it is right now. Alright, you guys, I want to check and see if the frogs are here now that I've watered. Oh, there he is. There's one. Let's see. I don't want to disturb you guys, but I want everybody to see you. They love their own little pools. Have fun. I'm sorry to disturb you. I just wanted to show everybody the that you're real. I don't know if this view gives you the feeling of warmth. You know, when you see breezes blowing, you can't really tell whether that's chilly air or hot air or what, but this in particular, this day, 87, 90, somewhere in there, 90 degrees, very warm, very warm. It's so comfortable when breezes blow. Laying out on the water. This particular pool has a small little filter. We got the whole setup for $249 from Walmart. And then we went and got the net for skimming the top from Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply also is where we get the chlorinated chalk granules for cleaning the pool. Just every once in a while it'll start getting a little cloudy, and it really helps just to put some chlorine in it here and there. Nothing complicated. Just kind of throw out some granules and then you stir it up. It's amazing though that even just putting my hand in the water feels refreshing and cooling. The ripples of the water. It's nice. I just bought this at Walmart the other day just so there's enough towels for all of us. Sit down again for a bit and take a sip. You know what though? Feels like it's empty, so I'm gonna get the leftover root beer. Which float has it? Turn this thing around. Come here, float. There's not that much left in there, but there's enough to give me another sip. Oh, I gotta tell you. My husband hates this pink patio tile. And I'm like, hey, I like it. It's retro. I think it's like 60s. I think. But all the other pink tile in the yard, I mean, all of it, he moved. He hates it. It's so funny. We're gonna try to probably sell it on Marketplace. I love my little glass. It's so funny. I don't have a collection. That's the only one I've got, but I just think it's so pretty. course inspired by Lori Latte ASMR. I wonder if this glass can fit in here. Let's see if the bottom is narrow enough. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty snug. Bling bling. I love it. This is also very comforting for me. This pool, the water, the weather. Times are just a bit tough right now for me and my husband. And it's hard to be sad when you've got a beautiful pool to relax in. I have to say, we feel quite blessed on many levels. But no matter how good someone has it,